Southwestern Family of Companies welcomes you to the Action Catalyst. Each week, our diversely and amazingly accomplished guests share their insights and inspirations to help us ignite our own. So let's invest attention together to breathe, to reflect and refocus, and decisively defeat that voice we call Mr. Mediocrity. Then let's enjoy moving forward to make a positive difference in our world. Southwestern Advantage is about so much more than just helping your family with education. Our company is the nation's oldest entrepreneurial program, helping college and university students build character and develop the skills they need to achieve their goals in life. These are the kind of skills employers seek that cannot be taught in a classroom. Skills such as problem solving, effective personal communication with people from all walks of life, confidence, attitude, goal setting, and more. Since 1855, the Southwestern Family of Companies has invested in purpose-driven people who are inspired to build principle-guided businesses that impact the world. And for many, that purpose started with a summer at Southwestern Advantage. But this program isn't just about growing the young men and women whom you'll see in the community. It's also about growing your own son or daughter, and the educational resources they will bring to your home are second to none, with learning systems that address the whole child from preschool to 12th grade. Uniquely designed by top educators, these resources serve the modern needs of today's private, public, and homeschooled students. They're kid-approved, parent-preferred, and teacher-recommended. At Southwestern Advantage and the Southwestern Family of Companies, we invest in building people and inspire them to achieve their goals in life to positively impact the world. Learn more at southwesternadvantage.com/action.
Hello, welcome to the Action Catalyst podcast. We have a special edition today. We are so excited for this to be a record-breaking interview with Emil Tsvetkov. Emil is from Bulgaria, and he is zooming in today for the interview all the way from Bulgaria. And he has been with Southwestern Advantage for 10 years. And he is officially now the all-time single summer sales record holder. I know that there's a lot of listeners from all over the world, and some people might be from Bulgaria, and some people might have visited Bulgaria before. I know it's a beautiful country, but I'm sure there's plenty of listeners sitting there going, now, where is Bulgaria? And love to start just telling us a little bit about your home country and what life has been like growing up there, and would love to start with that.
Absolutely. Bulgaria is a lovely small country. Fun fact about Bulgaria, it is exactly as big as Tennessee, area-wise. We are neighbors with Greece, Turkey, Romania, and Serbia. So that's Southeastern Europe on the Balkans. We were very much dependent on the Soviet Union in the past. So it's a post-socialistic country. But in the 90s, we got to big revolution. And in the last in the last 20 years, I would say we've been moving much more towards the US. And it has been becoming a modern democratic country. And nowadays we have more and more outsourcing companies. So in Sofia, in Bulgaria, right now, we have a lot of companies like HP and IBM and just huge international companies for outsourcing, because we have very good specialists in IT and computer science and people who speak languages on a decent level. So it's been changing a lot over the last 20 years.
So tell us a little bit about how in the world are you in this country that's the size of Tennessee in Southeastern Europe? And how did you find Southwestern Family of Companies and Southwestern Advantage?
Well, I have a cousin of mine who I always have respected a lot. He's 3 years older than me. So I was talking to him for a long time that I would like to go to the States and work there and work on my English, get better. And I clearly remember one day he told me, hey, I have a friend of mine who has been to the States 6 times. I don't know what she's doing. It's a little different than usual work and travel programs, but I trust her. And she says that it's more helpful. It's better than work and travel. So I think you should meet her and you should find out more about it. So that's how I met with Evelina Podronova. who was in charge for Bulgarian organization when I studied 9 years ago. And yeah, she did a great job. I was sure I would definitely not do Southwestern after the first 2-3 meetings. But then she was very professional, very consistent, gave me all the information. And then I was like, sign me up. I'll do that.
Wow, that is awesome. And then what were your thoughts when you first came to America from Bulgaria? What was your initial impression?
It was definitely very different. I mean, when you see the highway, it's huge and cars are big and hotels and everything is really different. The climate in Nashville is very much different than Bulgaria as well. So there was definitely a cultural shock at the beginning. And I didn't really learn too much English at school because my school level was not the highest. So it took me some time to adjust with the language and get used. But with time, I just loved it.
Oh, man, that is awesome. Well, walk us through. So here you are coming from Bulgaria, never been to America. Your English needed some improvement, like you were saying. How in the world did it go for you when you started going door to door, selling education resources to help people with their kids' homework in their homes?
It was an interesting experience. And you know how people would think, oh, if I'm not confident or if I'm kind of confused, maybe people would feel bad about me and they would treat me even better. But in reality, it was exactly the opposite. In the first 1 or 2 weeks, they were very much character building for me. Things were not going well. And when people see that you're kind of weak and not confident about what you're doing, they would start maybe even feeling sorry about you, but they wouldn't necessarily support you too much. So I had people telling me that I would do much better if I go work in McDonald's. I had people who were telling me that door-to-door is the worst thing I can do in America. But with a lot of hard work and self-talk, I was able to go to that stage, and then it got much better.
What was the biggest lesson you learned your first summer that you still use today?
It's a saying that our manager kept on telling us all the time, and it's all about commitment and attitude. It's all about commitment and attitude. And that's what I learned. If you don't give up, if you keep moving forward, just like Dan Moore says, the moment when you cannot keep moving forward, but you refuse to quit, that's when you grow up. So there was moments when I felt, gosh, I cannot really move forward, but I didn't really want to quit. So I guess I grew a lot, and I learned that if you don't give up, if you don't quit, you will always find a way and you will make it happen.
I love it. Yes. Persistence is the key to success in anything. And so now walk us through. So you've been at Southwestern, family of companies, Southwestern Advantage for 10 years. What was that journey like? I know that you didn't just come right out of the gates and immediately become a top producer. So I think your track record gives a lot of people confidence no matter where they are in their career. And so just walk us through how that worked for you and what your track record looked like.
So my first summer, to a lot of hard work, I got to be number 2 from all Bulgarians, selling 1,700 units. And then my second summer, I was like, oh, okay. So I did okay. Let's see. Second summer, I can do better. And I sold 2,550, qualifying for Sizzler very last day on the book field. So first 2 summers, I was not doing anything that special. But then I told myself, okay, I did fine the first 2 summers, but then everybody's saying that if I recruit a team, if I do well with, being consistent all year long, then I'll do much better during the summer. And I got busy recruiting my personal team. And then my third summer, I hit explosion, going up to 4,600 units. And then I kept on going. The one thing that I'm really proud of is that in 9 summers with Southwestern, I always grew. I never had a summer where I sold even 1 unit less than previous summer. And that's how in my 6th summer, I already made it to top 10 company-wide. And then 7th, 8th, and 9th summer, I was number 1 in the company.
Wow. So you 3 years in a row finished number 1 in the entire company. And your first summer, was that were you in the top 100?
No, not really. I was not even in top 200.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool to think of, not being in the top 200 to your last 3 summers, number one, and then last summer breaking the all-time company record. That's so inspiring. Tell us a little bit of the context of what that means as well in Bulgaria. So in the last 2 years, and you know, what's the average income in Bulgaria? And then how does that compare to with what you've been doing here at Southwestern Advantage? And give us a little bit of context of the impact, the global impact you've been able to have with your family, with your country, with what you've been able to earn here at Southwestern Advantage.
Average salary in Bulgaria is somewhere between $5,000 and $6,000 per year, $6,000. So definitely the financial opportunity we have with Southwestern is huge. And we've always been saying that Southwestern Advantage is an opportunity, and it is a great opportunity, especially when you talk for European countries, especially when you talk about countries like Bulgaria and, you know, and Czech Republic and Slovakia. It is something that I know that many of my good friends here in Bulgaria, they work on a very high level. But even if you're one of the best experts in Bulgaria, you still don't have the opportunity to get even close to what we have as an opportunity in Southwestern Advantage. Of course, there is a lot of successful businesses here in Bulgaria and multimillionaires, but it is a very little percentage of the population. So comparing the opportunity we have at Southwestern with what is the reality in Bulgaria is just inspiring for everybody. And what's really inspiring is that it's not just me, but we have more and more and more people getting on those high income level, and they would not only change their life, but they would change the life of their family as well.
Man, that is so inspiring.
So our mentor, Dave Kosser, has always been talking about how important it is to actually not only make money, but also invest your money. So I was able to find a good deal on real estate investment by buying some apartments in a building. And I told some of our younger leaders in Southwestern about it. And we ended up having 7 different people buying altogether 12 apartments. And it was really funny when we went to the office to pay for the apartments and sign the contracts. And the lady was like, wow, when I saw the age, I thought there is no legal way those guys could make so much money at that age. So she was kind of shocked of how 21, 2 years olds buy apartments. She's like, I'm definitely not used to that. And I thought for a second there might be some mistake with the age or something. But then I realized that everybody's this age. So how did you guys do it? She was interested. How come we are able to buy apartments at such a young age?
Oh, that is such a great story, Emil. Yeah, not many people in their 20s are buying apartment buildings. And now, granted, not everybody makes that much money. And that's what's beautiful about Southwestern Advantage. Tell us a little bit about your team, because I'm sure that the team that you have is I know, a source of pride for you. And what has it been like building that team?
The team that we have now, I feel like, is great. That's our greatest asset. It definitely took time. When I started building our team, it took me probably 3 or 4 years, and it was a lot of hard work. And there was moments of doubts and moments of thinking, is it worth it? Are we going to find those good people? But now we have some of the best top producers. In the last 2 years, we had the number 2 experienced producer. We had the number 1 intern 2 out of 3 years. So it is definitely something that we worked hard for. And for 5 years, I couldn't find top people. And we didn't even dream of having number 1, top 3, or top 5 producer. And now all of a sudden, we have all those top producers. That is just the compound effect of working hard and doing the right things over the years that clicked, and we just found some pretty good people. But seeing your people developing and getting to next level and breaking belief barriers and accomplishing great things is even more fun. So in the last 2-3 years, I would say I've always taken pride of leading by example, and I would always do my best. I would never use as an excuse of, oh, I'm just trying to help my team. So I would always go out and try to do my best. But I'm very much proud when I see people going and accomplishing their goals, because the way that we can grow the most and we can have the most influence to the world is by helping others accomplish great things. So I know that having myself do well would be great. Helping one or two people would be great as well. But my goal is to grow the organization to 300 people. That's my goal as of today. And then when we get to 300, we can go to 500 and 600. And that would change. DC has always been talking about changing the entire country. And I never really believed that would be possible. But I see how that's actually completely possible if we take it one step at a time and we just go from 100 to 150, 200, 300, 600 people. And that would influence the entire country in a very positive way.
Wow, that's amazing, Emil. I loved your quote also. The best way to make an impact in the world is by helping others do great things. That is brilliant. So shifting gears a little bit, I know that you love sports. You played sports. You love going to big sporting events. You have quite the bucket list of things that you want to go and do. So tell us a little bit about how sports plays a role in your life.
Well, I would say the number one thing in my life up to 20 years old was track and field. I was actually 3 times national champion of 800 meters and cross country. So
Wow.
That was a very, very significant part of my life. I would go out and practice twice every single day. It didn't matter if it's January 1st or my birthday or Christmas. I would always go out and practice. I did 12 practices every week. So twice a day, just Thursday and Saturdays were once. And then I've always loved watching sports. I've always loved watching soccer. And then in 2005, I started watching tennis because of Rafael Nadal, the tennis player. So I've been following him and Federer and everybody else for over 15 years now. And I feel like tennis taught me a lot of discipline. It taught me a lot of life principles of never giving up, focusing. I just love how when watching tennis, players just focus on one point at a time. And they fight for this one point as if it is the end of the world. And once the point is gone, they need to focus on the next point. So that's definitely something that I also transferred to my work with Southwestern. So when I'm on the field selling books, it is just one door at a time, just like with tennis.
Love the way that you apply what you see in sports to your real life and business. And what a great, I've never thought of that is in a tennis match, they're fighting so hard for that one point. They give it everything they've got. And regardless of if they get the point or not, they're back to zero and they have to fight for that next point.
One thing that I've been telling my people is that they should just look for inspiration, because there is inspiration everywhere all the time. I know America is big on baseball, on basketball. I love watching basketball as well. And you would see like so much passion and adrenaline, and just one team scores and then the other team scores and then they come back stronger. So there is so much inspiration. And if we look for inspiration, we can always find exciting things. In one hand, you can see LeBron James being top level for 15 years. In the other hand, you can see some youngster going out against him and doing his best and actually playing a better game than him. So you can find inspiration everywhere as long as you're looking for inspiration. And if you want to accomplish something great in life, you need inspiration. You need role models. You need to get excited about things. And I think that's my way to get excited. I just love watching sports, getting inspired by sports, and trying to apply that in my personal life.
Wow. I love that. That is really, really great. Well, tell us a little bit how going into, you now have hit the pinnacle 3 times, number 1 out of thousands of people worldwide. What do you do to prepare? And you're a 3-time national champion in cross country. So when you're preparing to, whether it's win a national championship or to break a record, how do you get ready for that? What is your preparation to go and accomplish something that somebody has never done before?
Well, it is a little funny how people sometimes say, tell me, what is the secret of success? What is the secret? Just tell me the secret. I'm ready to do it. And in reality, everybody who has done something significant knows that there is no secret. The secret of success is just forming the habits of doing the right things. And I think that my preparation for breaking the company's record didn't start last year. It's something that I've been doing for the last 9 years. So my first summer being persistent and working extremely hard did pay off this summer as well, because I learned that I always need to keep on going. And then people told me, you need to start recruiting. You need to be on a busy schedule 12 months out of the year, not only for 3 months. So even though I didn't completely enjoy it, I started recruiting. And one thing that I learned, and I believe is very important, is just to be honest with myself. Because sometimes we only focus on what are we going to tell in front of other people, but it doesn't really matter what we tell others. What really matters is that we know that we did our best. Because sometimes we would focus on, let me just make sure that I look good in front of my team. So I'll tell them this and that. I'll tell them that I phone approach for 3 hours on Saturday. And in reality, I just got lazy and I approached for 1 hour and a half. So doing the right things and looking yourself in the mirror at night and asking yourself, how well did you do? 1 to 10. How would you grade yourself and your effort and your discipline this week? And that's something that I've been doing year after year after year. I built my mentality. So the moment when I told myself that I'm ready to do something great with Southwestern is when I got to top 10 company-wide in 2017. I got to number 10 spot. And at the end of the summer, I just told myself, I'm a Southwestern machine. I go to all the tests very well. And mentally, I'm where I'm supposed to be. I would not get satisfied. I would do my best. And then it was time to learn technically a lot of things. And I think everybody who knows me would say that I'm a student of the game. I've always been asking a lot of questions, and whatever people tell me, I just go out there and do it. So I don't take my success as I did it. I take my success as we did it. Our team did it. And I'm just the walking version of the advices of all my mentors. So I would go out there, I would do my best mentally, emotionally, working hard and applying all the advices. And that's when magic happens.
Love it. Wow. I'm a walking version of all of my mentors' advice. Say that again. What was your quote? I'm a walking version of all the advices of my mentors. Wow. I love it. Well, this has been such a great Action Catalyst podcast. I've learned a lot. I'm sure the listeners have learned a lot and are leaving more inspired than they were before listening to this. So I'm sure there will be a lot of people in Bulgaria and the Czech Republic who will be listening to this and wondering, wow, this sounds pretty interesting. I'm interested in talking with Emil about this whole summer internship and what that's all about. If somebody was interested in hearing more about working with you and Southwestern Advantage, what's the best way to reach out and get more information about that?
They could just easily send me an email at Tsvetkov@southwestern.com.
Excellent. And how do you spell that?
ETSVETKOV@southwestern.com.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Emil. We appreciate you being on the Action Catalyst podcast. Great job on breaking the company record. And we're excited to see what the future holds. I'm sure you will continue to do amazing things. Thank you very much.
Thank you for the invitation. And I really enjoyed our talk. Hope it's been helpful.
If you enjoy this podcast, please make sure to subscribe. To stay updated on everything that the Action Catalyst is up to, Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Action Catalyst Podcast and Twitter at Catalyst_Action. Thanks for listening.